Hi, this is Jim Mann with Homestyle Southern Cooking. Thanks for having me back in. We're going to make a Mexican dish tonight. We're going to make a bean and beef enchilada casserole. So, saying that, let's get started because we've got a lot of ingredients to add. I've got about a pound of hamburger that I'm going to put in my pan right here. I've got it turned on low, but I'm going to turn it on high now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start breaking this up. You can hear it simmer a little bit now. I bought some green onions at the store. The tops of them I'm going to use later, but the bottoms I chopped up, and I've got about a half a cup. So I'm going to go ahead and put those in here with my beef. And like I told you before, I like to try to find ground sirloin if I can, because it has a whole lot less grease. And usually I don't have to drain when I get finished cooking. So let me get this beef nice and browned up, and I'll be back to you. We'll continue on. Okay, our hamburger has turned from just barely pink to almost what. As you can see, there's no grease in here, so that's why I like to use a good sirloin. Okay. Now what I'm going to add is I've got 1.5 teaspoons of chili powder, and I'm just going to spread that all over the beef right here. I've got 1 teaspoon of cumin. And I've got 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Okay, and we'll take and we'll mix those all up. So I get those all mixed up with my meat. Take this back just a little bit. Okay, now that I've got that mixed up, I'm going to start putting my ingredients in there. First of all, I've got 1 can of black beans that I drained. So 1 can of black beans goes in the sauce. Now, I couldn't find pinto beans on here, so I got another bean. So if you have white beans or pinto beans, I prefer to use those, but I'm using what I have. But they're beans, and this is a Mexican bean enchilada, so. Boy, this smells good already. Make sure I get them all stirred around here. Now I've got about 1/4 cup of chili peppers here. Now, that might be too spicy for some people. If you don't want to use chilies, you don't have to. But the jalapenos give it a certain little kick and add a certain spice to it. So, okay. You can hear it just sizzling. I'll make sure I get all this hamburger from these corners. All right, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a cup of cheddar cheese. I'll put that in there. And that sort of melts in with my hamburger and my beans and boy, this smells good. This could be a good dinner tonight. And you can see it's really pretty. It's a pretty meal also. Okay, I'm going to turn this down on simmer, and we'll push this out of the way for a second. Let's get some of the things I'm not going to use anymore out of my way here. Push this back to the side, and then I've got a casserole dish. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lightly spray this casserole dish. And if you notice, I didn't use an oblong one. I used one that has rounded corners. You don't have to, okay? It just makes it easier. I've got some corn tortillas, okay? I'm going to lay those in here, and I'm going to overlap them. Just like that. Then I'll go back to my mixture here, and I'll put a spoonful of this mixture on top here. I want to make sure I just get the top covered. Okay. And then I've got some sour cream here. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my sour cream and I'm going to put a few little dollops around different places. A little dollop here, a dollop there. And then I'm going to take and just see if I can spread the sour cream out a little bit. Let me turn this down some more. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I've got really ready-made chili sauce, enchilada sauce. I'm going to take some of this and spread this right on the top. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and I'm going to take another row of tortillas. Boy, I wish you could smell this. And then I'm going to put more of my hamburger mixture on the top of it. I tell you, I brought you another Mexican dish a couple weeks ago, and the response was unbelievable. The number of people that wrote me and told me how much they enjoyed it, and pleased to do others. So I thought this would be one that I'll bring you tonight. So I'm going to do the same thing here with the sour cream. I'll put some sour cream on top of it. Then I'm going to spread this. I might even put a little bit more on here. And spread this around on top here. Press it down as I go. Okay. Then I'm going to put my last layer of tortillas on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and because we're getting full at the top, I'm going to cut these in half and put one here and one there. Then I'm going to take the rest of my beef and spread it out on top of here. I'm going to spread the rest of my beef on the top here. Just like that. And I'm going to take my sour cream again. almost like a lasagna. And I'll press this down here. I'll put a little more sour cream. Okay. Wipe my hands for a second, and then I'm gonna go back and we'll put another layer of my chili sauce on top. Okay, now I've got that on there. The last thing I'm going to do, remember I told you I took the greens of the chopped onions. I'm going to take the greens and just sprinkle them all around the top. Okay, my oven set is 375. I'm going to cover this and I'm going to bake it for 25 minutes covered. And then at the end of 25 minutes, I'll put it back in there for another 10 or 15 minutes. But it's set for 375 for 25 minutes. So we'll put this in the oven. I'll be back to you. Hi, welcome back. Our beef enchilada has been out of the oven and it's cooled down some now. And it's dinner time and I can't wait to cut it. I hope you'll try this. It's a fantastic recipe. So let's cut into it and see what it looks like. It's almost like a lasagna since you have all those layers of tortillas in the middle. All right, let's get the piece of this out of here. And there we go. Look at that. All the different layers. Let me pull some more of this out of the side right here. If you look in there, you can see all the different layers in there on the side. Now the real test. Let's taste it and see what it tastes like. Wow. Another keeper is another one you have to try. Wow, that's really good. Thanks for following me on Facebook and subscribing to me on YouTube. You're my support system and you're my family and you're my friends. You have been incredible support for me and I appreciate you always being there. You let me come into your house and it means the world to me. Until next time, give yourself a hug and know that I'm thinking about you. You are my friends, you are my family, and you're important to me. God bless.